Thank you for joining us on the second part of our trip to Phuket, and if you saw the first one, you'll know our stay in the Pullman was going to be hard to beat. So when we saw My Beach Hotel, we felt we'd step down a notch or two, but we were in for a few nice surprises. For example, the view was absolutely beautiful, but there was going to be a few downers as well. I'll get to that later. One of the good things was we were only 15 minutes away from the old town, which we were eager to see, and so not being able to check in for a few hours, we got a taxi and made our way there, with the intention of having lunch at a very well-known restaurant serving authentic Thai cuisine. We'd eaten at its sister restaurant in Bangkok some time back and loved it, especially the durian ice cream. And we were told that the one that we were about to visit, called Raya, was even better, so we were looking forward to checking it out. So to make a fair comparison to Praya Raya in Bangkok, we decided to have the same as we'd had there, with the exception of this supposedly very refreshing black jelly drink. But was it good? Tastes like feet. I think I've just drank a fluid car tyre. So the bill came to $1,650. That was with the coffee, the black jelly, whatever the hell that was, 2 small beers, and some water, and all the food. Well worth it. Enjoyable, very enjoyable. And we got complimentary mango to finish. Right, now we're going off to the old town. And apparently the best part is the Chinatown, and it's supposedly only 5 minutes walk away from here. Okay, time for a short history lesson. The old town in Phuket's history was a tin mining town and a trading province. In 1511, Portuguese settlers came to Phuket. These settlers brought Western culture with them, including their technologies, religion and their own architectural styles. The Portuguese settlers employed Chinese workers to build their houses and establishments, and these structures mixed Portuguese with Chinese art styles together, giving rise to the Sino-Portuguese architecture you see today. End of history lesson. This place used to be a red light district. In the year 2000, Leo DiCaprio starred in the movie The Beach, which was shot predominantly in Phi Phi Island. But these scenes were shot on the very next street to where we'd just been walking.
Just keep your mind open and suck in the experience. And if it hurts, it's probably worth it.
Of course, due to the movie's success, the hotel has since been renovated. For example, if you fall in love with this place and you're thinking of actually coming to live here, one thing to remember is there's no real public transport, no trains, no buses. You have to get taxis or whatever, and the best way to live here is you've got to drive, because taxis here are a lot more expensive than Bangkok. เพิ่มแอร์ครับร้อนมากร้อนมากร้อนมากมาก After we'd settled in, we went to have dinner at the very high-end V Villa Hotel. We had, at first, considered staying in the hotel, till we found out it cost 30,000 baht a night for the cheapest room. Still, we could just about afford having dinner there with the help of our discount card. This is Minnie.
Enjoy your dinner.
Thank you. My God, that's a big bugger. Japanese Gagashima beef, 300 grams. Really does cut like butter. And this is snowfish. How much was that, darling?
1,002.
1,002. The dinner was excellent as we expected. But I couldn't finish my steak, so I got a doggy bag and brought it back to the hotel, where we decided to have a nightcap on the beach. Following morning we had breakfast in the perfect setting overlooking the pool and the beach. I had my usual English, and I must say the sausages were really good. But let's have a quick look at some of the other stuff that was on the buffet. Beans, fried potatoes, mushrooms, stir-fried noodles, stir-fried beef, salad and cold cuts with pastries and more. Now it turned out that I was completely wrong about the boat we were going on, but fortunately it wasn't that one. Nonetheless, not a great start to our yacht trip, our 7-hour yacht trip, because it's taken 1.5 hours to get here, and now we have to wait for another half an hour for the boat to come. I thought it was going to be just a few people on the boat, but there's actually 20 people in there at the moment. So 3,700 for supposedly 7 hours. I don't know how that works. We do get dinner on the boat, but I don't know what that's going to be like. Anyway, not feeling great. That was an understatement. I was quietly fuming. Once we finally got on the boat, we decided to cool off in the air-conditioned cabin, which unfortunately smelled very strongly of engine fumes, so I got out of there. But I cheered up when I saw the food laid out for us, which was actually quite good. Then I found out that it was going to take another 1.5 hours to get to our first stop. Still, I soon settled down and got into the relaxed vibe, having a look around and enjoying the magnificent views, the clear blue waters, and the gentle rhythm of the boat. I'll go as far as saying it was worth the trouble. When we arrived at the island, we were transferred to this boat. Okay, I lied. We were actually transferred to this long-tail speedboat. And when we disembarked, we were met by a little person who served us champagne and Guinness on the tiny beach, which we drank as we relaxed and enjoyed the view. Of course, all this was in my dreams. In fact, we'd arrived at James Bond Island, made famous by the 1974 Bond movie, The Man with the Golden Gun. And yeah, I wanted to see the big limestone rock standing about 20 metres, 66 foot high, jutting out of the water. But I was fascinated by the strange rock formation as we walked onto the island. Alright, I was hoping to find Christopher Lee's high-tech hideout, which of course I didn't, but it was well worth taking a closer look at. Introducing the main attraction, which was incredible, even without the solar panels. James Bond Island, it fascinates me because most of the people were there weren't even born when that movie was made, so they were probably thinking, what's this got to do with Daniel Craig? After a quick 40 minutes on the island, we went back to the boat and were pleased to find a sushi lunch waiting for us. Unfortunately, the sushi left a lot to be desired, but on the upside, even though it was Maka Uja Day, and like all religious festivals in Thailand, drinking alcohol is banned on the day. But because we were on the high seas, we could drink, and like all the other soft drinks, the beer was free. We were having fun already, but the real fun and the highlight of our island tour was just about to start. A trip around the next island on a rubber dinghy rowboat. Michael rolled the boat ashore. Hallelujah. If you're going to get comfy on a rubber dinghy rowboat, I like saying that, rubber dinghy rowboat, that's how you get comfy. Now they say that Jesus could walk on water, but did you know that fish can walk on land? I'd heard about it, but I'd never seen it for myself. Take a closer look. Wow.
cute is that?
After that, it was time to go back to the boat for some dinner, and sorry I have to say this, but the dinner was not great. Dry hard chicken kebabs, soily prawns and overcooked spaghetti with mincemeat and tomato ketchup masquerading as spaghetti bolognese. Admittedly, it was a bit of a pain getting to start our island trip, but once we were on board, it was all good fun. Of course, we had a 3-hour trip on boat and land to get back to the hotel, but we were in good spirits and enjoyed a few beers sitting on the deck, watching the sun go down and the moon come up at the same time. So that's it. Home by 9:30, bed, breakfast, a little paddle, and on to the next leg of our Phuket trip. Hope you can join us on the next one. Have a good one. Ta-ra for now.